Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. This is general or collective, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also timely. So if you're watching it at this time, it's perfect for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we do have for the underlying energy, I did a quick meditation with this lapidolite, which opens the heart chakra, and underlying energy for, or not the throat chakra, sorry. The Hierophant is the underlying energy for this reading. So the Hierophant is talking about justice and traditional structure. So you can see the Hierophant has his hand in the form of a blessing, his right hand. And so this is saying he's responsible for bringing spiritual law down to the physical law. And this represents, if you've been on the right side of spiritual and physical law, that this will be a blessing. If you've been on the wrong side, well, he's responsible for making sure that you have to change your ways, basically. And so this is talking about the traditional structure of the religious systems and the churches, etc. So if you're, you have a religion that you belong to, it would be the people that are the leaders of your church, like the Pope, the Cardinal, the Bishop, that type of energy, gurus, and maybe rabbis, whatever religion you're in, this would represent the traditional structures of that. And then if you're more on the spiritual side and you prefer to go straight to source without the intermediary, this would represent meditation and praying to connect with the Most High. And then that information or that energy is brought down to the traditional structures of, the courts of law around the world. And, justice being brought in a legal sense. And the underlying energy from the oracle, and my oracle is Tales from the Vector, and this is one of the paintings from that oracle. This is superstars. So if you didn't know it, you know it now. You are a superstar. And this is talking about having harmony through your words. She's one of the 7 stellar sisters of the Pleiades. And this represents opening up your throat chakra and using your words with harmony. Her saying is, sing to your heart's content. You may be in the entertainment industry or a powerful singer, or maybe you just love to sing with your audience in the shower. We do have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is talking about love. In tarot, cups do represent love. Quite often it can be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be love of all sorts, love of anyone or anything you love. As well, it can also be about something you love to do or something you love to be. And the Queen of Cups is the most of all the 4 queens. She would be the most likely to be in a traditional marriage. Her cup is like all about her family and running the home and, just making the home a beautiful place. That's her number one thing. She might have a career on the side, but her number one priority would be raising the children, having a beautiful home, having nutritious meals, all of that type of energy, kind of like a trad wife energy, or, someone who's not focused so much on career. And then we have the energy of the cup itself is like a big trophy because that's her number one priority. And she does have a lid on it, which is saying that she is a container of unconditional love. And this also can represent your maternal bloodline. So this could represent your mother, your grandmother, great-grandmother, down your maternal line. It can represent aunts and female cousins, sister energy, that type of family orientated down the female line. If you are married, this could also represent, or have children, this could represent the energy of your mother-in-law and her maternal line. Okay, and then we have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, the Pentacles in tarot represent the element of earth. And so it's about matters of the earth and earthly matters. Of course, this is talking about health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And money is a very big part of that. So the pentacle energy is represented by coins. And this energy is talking about, acknowledging that money is an important part of happiness in the 3D. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. If you don't have your health and you don't have love in your life, you might not be living the lifestyle that you had imagined you could. The grapes all over the robe of the King of Pentacles represents, grapes in tarot represent a luxury item. And this is saying this is someone who is able to provide a very luxurious lifestyle and is respected for their business acumen. So quite often this can also represent people that are in the industry of money and making money. We're talking about banking industry. So if this is a banker, this would probably be a manager or higher. This could represent accountants, wealth management, financial advisors, life insurance, and also, retirement planning, estate planning, all of that type of energy. And most likely it would be someone that's a partner in a well-established firm. We also have the energy of real estate, for sure. Earthly matters. Real estate, if this is a real estate agent, this would be someone that's dealing with higher end properties. It could be commercial or it could be residential. And it could also represent, the mortgage brokers and that end, land developers, contractors, people who build homes and buildings. This also can represent minerals and coming out of the ground. So it can also represent the stock market and selling of gold, silver, diamonds, gas, oil, all of the mining that happens of of elements that are in the ground. And then it also can represent someone who's like high up in the government in financial budgets for for a country, or even the head financial person for a large corporation. I'm trying to think of, can't remember the name of what you call them. It just went out of my mind here. Sometimes that happens when I'm doing readings. So so this is talking basically about someone who's knowledgeable about finances and knowledgeable about how to, invest money, etc. And so this could be your energy, or it could be the energy of someone that you've hired to look into something for you that, or maybe you are in business of some sort. And this can also represent a very successful entrepreneur. And then we have this energy of the Two of Swords. And swords in tarot represent the element of air. And, this is your thoughts, basically. The swords represent mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. And the swords are double-edged, so it means that this can also represent your logic and your intuition. This is someone who has a closed mind at this time. There's something going on here with feeling like with the Hierophant here and wanting justice for something. And sometimes, this energy of the superstar being on stage, and this could be, you could be a public figure, or this could be regarding a public figure, but someone doesn't want to maybe speak about it. There's some sort of energy here, some justice here, and it's like showing up here as in having a closed mind, not knowing what to do about a situation. You notice she has a blindfold on her head here, and this can represent not wanting to see the full picture, or only being able to see like two ways of doing something, this way or that way. And quite often this can represent my way or the highway. So it pays to have an open mind if you want to have creative solutions. Sorry, my cat. She's on my lap. She decided to join the reading, and she's got happy feet and she's purring. So if you're just hearing that, she keeps grabbing the mic and purring into it. You're a silly girl. She's really got her feet going. They say a cat's purr can raise the vibration to a healing energy and even lower blood pressure. So she's doing her work here for us. Okay, so this is talking about the energy of this person sitting here. The body language here is showing that this person is losing focus, and like she's got her feet turned out. That's leaking energy from the masculine and the feminine. And then she's also got her arms crossed over her heart. And that's saying like her heart, she feels vulnerable about expressing her feelings and, being open-hearted to a situation. Her right arm is holding the left arm back. You can see that. And this is representing logic. And then the left side is your intuition, your creativity. So if she would allow her intuition as well as her logic, then she would be more likely able to come up with more creative solutions. And we do have the new moon energy here. So it's saying that she's trying to work out something that she's like trying to launch or something. I feel like this energy is saying wanting to maybe move forward with a business idea, or just in general, maybe in life itself, in lifestyle, and just wanting a better life. That's the energy I'm picking up. So this energy can sometimes talk about, that need to open up to creative, your intuition for creative solutions. And also, the blindfold can represent an energy of, people will say, I'll believe it when I see it. But the human eye can really only detect a small bandwidth of the light spectrum. And even when we think we're seeing the full picture, there's a lot of things that we're not really seeing. Like my cat, for instance, when I'm doing readings, she can be running around here and she gets the zoomies and she's hunting. And I can't see what she's hunting, but she can. And that, the human eye can't, even when we think we're seeing the full picture, there's a lot hidden because we can't see it in that bandwidth. And so this is saying, there's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. It's like when you think you're seeing everything, you think you have the full picture, but you need to use your intuition. You need to use your third eye to be able to actually access a more creative solution. And it is talking about some sort of action being launched here. Now, whether that's coming from you or it's being directed to you, I'm not sure as of yet. The wands represent the element of fire, and it's talking about, they're made of wood, and wood fuels fire. So this is talking about passionate action. And it's talking about either this action being launched towards you, like this could be the actions of others coming towards you, or you could be launching this action once you figure out what you want to do. That could be representing wanting to maybe start a new project, a business. The Queen of Cups, like you might be a Queen of Cups that thinks of your business as a baby. And again, I'm picking up that there could be some sort of public element. You could be someone that is in a government position, or the energy being launched towards you is someone who has like some sort of authority is the word that I'm looking for. So like the head of the house. Some people say that the father is the head of the house, but a lot of the times it is the mother. And so let's see what's going on here some more. We do have, we have the devil energy. So this is, I feel like now in context with here, we have a desire for justice coming towards you, not knowing what to do. I feel this is because of actions being launched towards you that's really affecting your lifestyle and maybe your family, and you're concerned about it. Or sometimes this being the maternal line, it sometimes can represent an energy of something that happened with your mother way back when. But so this is talking about temptation. And you're not going to get the truth from the devil. This is very manipulative energy. You notice the lovers here, they're yoked to each other, and then they are chained to Saturn's box. And he's crouched in between them here. You know, how lovely, hey, to have him there between you. And he's like, this is an energy of lust over love. So this could be, someone could be tempted by... you know, for reasons other than love to be with someone. So this energy, I'm just almost picking up an energy of maybe someone marrying you for, you thought they loved you, but they really wanted your money. Okay, so, well, I always cover the devil with the next card up. You're not going to get the truth from him anyway. So I like to see what minion does he send in. The devil doesn't do his own dirty work. Always gets someone else to do it for him. So I like to check, who does he send in? What is it about? Maybe we can see, does God cover it? What happens here? Ooh, God covers it with an Ace of Wands. Look at that. This is like an energy where it's like, the words that came up were, checkmate. You know, like when you're playing chess, that just when the devil thinks maybe he's got you, and by all the actions taken towards you, you could be someone that's in the entertainment industry and someone's trying to get you to sign up, you know, with their, get you to sell your soul to be higher up kind of energy. And God counters that, that action with, this is an ace. The aces are new energy coming in. This is saying that God gives you the power to overcome this temptation or whatever it is. And that God says, here's some passion for new discovery. You can push that energy back. You deserve to have this. Your soul does not belong to the devil. I'm standing up for you here. You deserve to be able to sing from your heart. And that's what I gave you that gift. And the devil's not controlling it. I am. Oh, wow, that's pretty clear. And so this is talking about interesting energy here, because now we have the Queen of Swords. And it's kind of interesting because this reading, I noticed right from the beginning, we have all four elements involved right off the bang. We have the element of love, we have the element of lifestyle, you know, the pentacle energy, money, we have overthinking or not being able to find solutions through thinking, and then we have action being taken. And the devil trying to tempt someone into taking action or signing up, selling their soul is what I'm getting, which is not uncommon in a like if you're, working in that industry. We're seeing that in the files left, right, and center. So, and people actually come out and say it, and they'll be like, yeah, I did that. And I'm like, wow. So this is talking, the Queen of Swords is one of the four queens. And she is someone who has been there, done that, has a t-shirt. She has a souvenir for bullshit in her life. She's not interested in more bullshit, or is she? If she's in the up and up, she's not interested in more. But like is she asking, is this energy, she has her sword up. So she's saying, you better come into me correct or not at all. Or it could be the opposite, because we have the devil here. So which one is she going to go with? Oh, she has clarity. She's made her decision. And it's sitting on this pile of money. So which way is she going to go? Is she going to fall for the devil, or is she going to go on God's path? Which is generally a little bit longer of a journey, because you're not going to get the quick fix, but this is a lasting energy. So she has her hand out and she's ready to receive, but I'm not sure about this Queen of Swords here. Of course, it would be a very big decision, wouldn't it? This or that. Wow. Make the right decision, Queen of Swords. Okay, let's see what happens next. There's a lot of competition in that industry. This can also be talking about sibling rivalry on some level. So this is the Mean Girls card. This is when there's a lot of competition and you really, really want to win. And you haven't realized as of yet, like this is the only card in the tarot where there's actually adolescents fighting like this, duking it out. And so this can talk about immature competition. It's my Mean Girls card, narcissistic cheerleaders. Think about that type of energy, grade 6 to grade 10. And they're at a competition and like they made the team. So they're already all that. And they have to win that trophy. Like they just have to. And so they see another team at the competition that definitely is better than them. So instead of studying that team and like it's clear this team is going to beat them unless some miracle happens or, you know, it's that type of energy. And you'll notice it, not like them, just because someone makes it to the top in the singing, you know, in the talent industry does not necessarily mean they're the best. It just means they've made it through the system a lot of the time. So this energy is talking about wanting that trophy more than wanting to improve and study the competition and, you know, hey, what moves are they doing as a team? We can learn how to do that better and learn how to do that move ourselves. And let's all commit to practicing this, you know, until the next competition. And when we come out there, if every one of us is 1% even better, then we're going to have a much better team and we'll probably be able to beat them at the next competition. But instead, what they do is they try and cut corners, cheat, whatever. And if they're not successful winning that trophy, their mothers will pull strings behind the scenes to make sure that they do get that trophy. And then we have the 10 of Cups. And like this is talking about going through this kind of battle. Now, what's interesting here is we do have the 10 of Cups is talking about the promise after like a difficulty after. So this could be this blessing coming through. So I feel like that the Queen of Swords energy here has made the decision to go with the Most High rather than the devil. And that's why there's this promise here after going through this hardship of having the ultimate lifestyle that you want to live. This is talking about, you know, 10 of Cups is like you love your partner loves you, your children love you, there's a balanced energy to this. Like each cup is equally important, and it's talking about, you know, living where you love to live and loving, you know, your career and really enjoying your career rather than being trapped by it. So I feel this is saying this is the promise if you make the right decision. And then we have a breath of fresh air. So I feel that you choose to go with God here. And this is a breath of fresh air. And it's a relief. You know, it's not fair. Those industries are not fair a lot of the time. We're seeing a lot with those files that came out. You know, how people are like, wow, like you want to talk about, you know, competition that's like cutting edge. And this is talking about the Page of Swords is talking about some sort of communication or information coming in. And it's talking about like the pages would work for the king and the queen very young, 7 to 14. So it could be talking about some information coming in regarding when you were younger. You know, it's some sort of energy around that. And it's talking about like someone that you knew maybe in elementary school, high school, under the age of 21, like just starting out in college or university or just starting out in, you know, this new endeavor. And the Page of Swords is, you notice he's not looking at his sword. Like he already knows the logical question. He's looking away from it because he's thinking outside the box. And he's thinking, how can I get what I want without having to sign up for this? And maybe has found that information is coming in. And this could even go way back to when you were a child. This could be saying that you always knew you wanted to be a singer. You always knew that you wanted to be on the stage or whatever it is, whatever talent. I'm using singer because this is about the throat chakra, but it's also about, you know, you're using your words and having harmony in your life because of it. So I feel this is some sort of information or communication coming, something you love to do way back when. And it might run down the family line even, you know, that, you know, sometimes like some families are amazing singers and some are amazing athletes and somehow, you know, are so beautiful that they're actors, actresses, and, you know, models and that type of energy. So I do feel that this is a breath of fresh air coming in after all this energy. That's quite often what the Page of Swords, it can be when you have an epiphany and you're like, aha, I know what I'm going to do. It's that type of energy. And but then look at this. We have the Knight of Swords coming in. Right after that with, like, now this is the Page of Swords grown up to be a knight. And, you know, the pages, they would start young, 7 to 14, because back then the life expectancy was half of what it is now. But if they became, when they were 21, if they could afford a horse and they were really good at what they do, this is talking about an energy of maybe being put up for knighthood. But what's interesting about the Knight of Swords is he's kind of sometimes considered a fool rushing in. Wow. So you know, I'm not sure which way this is going. The Knight of Swords only has half the information. You know, we can only see half his sword, and we can't see the point, and maybe he can't see the point of the information either. There's a big red flag on the back. You know, even the clouds look like they're cut. This energy, he's riding against the wind and through barren land. And so, but this is representing like energy that's been around you for like 30 years, 35 years maybe. You consider if the Page of Swords started working for the king and queen around 7 to 14 years of age, and then became a knight, and now maybe he's been a knight for 10 years. This could be like, you know, 3 decades of energy or whatever that maybe you've poured into something. And this could be a speaker, or, you know, it doesn't have to just be the talent industry like singing and that. It could be someone who's a speaker, or that you have, it's some sort of energy here that you've been working. This is something you've been working on since you were a child. And quite often you'll see that, you know, it can take a long, you know, when they say someone has overnight success, it looks like overnight success to the people who are watching once you become a star. But it's talking about the long struggle. And it's kind of interesting, like this this energy again is talking about, I think it's different for different people. It's about the actions that you take. Are you running are you running from the devil, or are you running for God? Like, which one is it? That's the energy I'm picking up. Really, really interesting energy. Okay, so we have, you know, like you could come from a bloodline of singers, actors, actresses, that type of, someone's on stage. You know, this could be a project that you've been working on since you were in high school or whatever, you know, or always wanted to be since elementary school. And there could be a lot of immature competition around it, or it's an energy where the competition is very fierce. And there's this promise of having this beautiful lifestyle, but who's promising it? Is it the devil or is it God, right? And I feel like that's that, look at the Queen of Swords is like, she's got her hand out, but to which one, right? Really, really a wild reading. You know, because like there's a lot of money involved here, and it's talking about every area of your life is going to be affected by this decision. So this can be talking about if you made the decision to go with God's plan and you're running towards you know, it might take you longer, but this is a lasting energy where the devil eventually is going to ask for payment. And so then that's when the shift hits the fan in that energy. I'm going to clarify this. If you're leaving the reading here and you're like, no, I know what this is about, you know, put it in the comment box below. I'm using the oracle cards, and the numbers on these cards represent paintings as they're listed in the box. Look at this here. So, or what did I say? I'm kind of like, sorry, I'm reading the cards. Okay, the numbers on these cards represent paintings as they are listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. So this is the energy. I will put these numbers in the description box below to let you know which of the paintings to look for if you're interested and you still want further clarity. The Empress energy is talking about embodying the qualities of all four queens from learning about life experience. So it is talking about rising to the occasion. So we'll see what happens here. There's abuse of power here. See that this industry is so, the entertainment industry, and when people are really talented, there's a lot of people out there that will abuse their power. And we're seeing that for sure in all the news and the files and everything that's going on. So this is talking about a lot of negative energy because of money, right? And then worldly and otherworldly desires. Like this is saying like a lot of people feel the only way that you can be successful in this industry is if you sell your soul to the devil, and people actually will come out and say they've done so. And so this isn't talking about someone just wanting your money or they want everything. They even want your soul. Like, and the soul belongs to God anyway. The devil, like, it's just like such a no-brainer destruction. Talk about, this is not progress in motion. You might jump to the top and feel like you really made it. But then when the payment comes due, you're going to have to pay up. And the devil, he's really, like, he tempts us with shiny and things that are beautiful. But when he wants payment, it can get really ugly quick. And then we have the Aquarius energy. So this is talking about the truth coming out about what's going on in this industry. That's what I feel like this is really about. It's talking less about an individual and more about what a lot of people are talking about these days because of those files coming out. So the Aquarius energy is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus, in the last couple months, about 2 months ago, from when I'm doing this reading, so this is July, the end of July 2026. So Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini. And it has not been in the sign of Gemini since 1941 to 1949, which was when World War II happened, and, the aftermath of that. And this is talking about, bottom line is, Uranus wants the truth to come out. And we haven't had that for 75 years in this particular way. So it can be talking about some real wild truths coming out in wild ways, like really different energy. But the truth is coming out. And the thing is about Uranus in Gemini is it just moved in there a couple months ago, and we have until 2033 for it to be sitting there. So that's like another 7.5 to 8 years from when I'm doing this reading now. That, the truth, I've been saying the truth, a truth a day will keep the devil at bay. And so this energy, Uranus, is a pain in the butt for anyone who's on the wrong side of the law. But because we're starting to see, and people are tired of hearing about it already by now, it's like, we want justice. Like a lot of people feel like the rug was pulled out from underneath them when they are looking at like what's really been going on behind the scenes. And so this is like the truth coming out. And look at, I feel this is basically bottom line saying we're going to all have to surrender to God's plan, the devil included. And so this is that energy. It is talking about that struggle. And it's so unfair because the talents that people have belong to their God-given talents that you're given. And then this is like abuse of power in a huge way. So to take those gifts and turn them into this money-making machine with no morality whatsoever. Yeah. So it's talking about that. And maybe this is talking about on a higher level that this is actually shifting now because of the information coming out and people realizing like what's really going on behind the scenes in a lot of You know, and it's really amazing how this information is coming out. I wouldn't say we're getting full-on justice, for sure, we're not. But at the same time, part of the justice is once you know what's going on, it's like this energy here. Once you see it and you've seen what's going on and you've seen it, you know, like it's come out into the open, you can't unsee it. And so there's too many people now that didn't know before that do know now, and they're getting fed up. Like the average person is like, what the heck is this about, you know? And they're not wanting to entertain it. So eventually, I feel like this could be the change that we need to be able to make things more fair, you know, in life. This is a real big reading, so I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you're in this position, you know, make the right choice here, because eventually you're going to have to pay up. That's what karma is about. A lot of people feel like karma is punishment, but karma is, bottom line, cause and effect of your actions and your inactions. So we'll leave it at that, and, you know, sing to your heart's content. I'll be back with another random shift reading. This is pretty random, and I'll be back with another one soon. Bye for now. Oh, are you having a good sleep?